Yo, what's good, you guys? It's Boomer and Jared watching Bali Star. Today, we're getting into how Drake just tried to come back against Kendrick Lamar. You feel me? So, yeah, Drake is still going at it. I mean, I said it like a couple of videos ago. Like, Drake dropped a track after Kendrick Lamar, so that's it for Drake. Drake dropped his diss track back after Not Like Us. So the fact that he's continuing to go after that and Kendrick's not even going, it proves it's done. Dog, take the L graciously and bow out. You know, like, you're still Drake. You can still continue to make music. Honestly, I won't say leak, but the song he had Kai Cenat play up on his stream, that song was a little bit of a bop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I feel like Gotti did a little bit better. But, you know, Drake still, you know, managed to uphold, you know what I'm saying? So, even as, you know, a dude siding with K-Dot in the beef, I still thought that track was kind of slamming, you feel me? Like, it was kind of it was a little bit of a bop. It was a little bit of a bop. You feel me? So, but, you know, him still trying to come at K-Dot, especially subliminally. Now he's going back to the subliminal ways. Corny. Straight up corny. But again, he's still Drake. He still got his stands. They still ride for him. They still say he won. Bruh. But, yeah, man. Let's get straight on into it. Let's go.
Now, with Drake's career being at the lowest point it has ever been, all due to both the continuous barrage of diss tracks, performances, and music videos from Kendrick Lamar, and also the fact that every song he has released since his beef with Kendrick hasn't just been a musical train wreck in terms of their quality, but that they have also all flopped when it comes to gaining any sort of traction as hits. Things have never looked worse for Drake, as his status as a musical force has never been weaker, but now
I agree with all of that. All of his songs after have not been hitting. But the one that Kai Cenat previewed, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one out of, I think, 5 he dropped that was like, okay. I mean, it still didn't make waves like that, but to me, personally, it slapped a little bit.
After taking about a month off from releasing music and trying to manipulate the public opinion of hip-hop culture through major figures like DJ Academics, and many others to try and portray this image that Drake hasn't just ever been better, but that he has generational music on the way, it's clear that despite how broken down and pathetic Drake's career looks right now, this has not stopped him from trying to change the narrative around his entire legacy at the moment, and still try to level the score against Kendrick in any way he can. But as Drake, even at this point, has probably realized that he cannot defeat Kendrick in a direct lyrical match.
He dropped the track after Not Like Us already.
Trying to defeat him through a much different method, which for Drake now makes the goal for him to shift the way he is remembered for the rest of this year. And now in the process of doing this, Drake wants to snatch the title of Song of the Summer and probably what will go down as Song of the Year at the current rate in Not Like Us from Kendrick with a moment of his own.
Better drop Song of the Fall or something.
Track. And now at this point,
especially since Drake is no October's very own,
dragged down by artists who don't have the same hit-making sensibilities and platforms as him like Sexy Red and Camila Cabello. And he is just locked in the studio, giving us music where he is now the sole vocalist. The chances have never been greater for Drake to release a hit that can do wonders for his reputation, and being aware that his back is against the wall on some level right now. In response to the pressure, Drake has released not just one, but 2 brand new tracks that are actively working to diffuse one of the most dangerous and damaging rap songs to another artist's reputation that there ever has been, and in this moment, where Drake is against all odds and it has never really been more important for him to deliver. His 2 new tracks, which both appear on producer Gordo's new album titled Sideways and Healing, managed to take everything going on with Drake right now and somehow make things even worse, because in this moment where Drake is at this point where his entire career is falling apart, he does not lean into the aspects of his artistry that may have made for easy hits, like his pop rap bag, or with the infectious type of melodic rapping that is made up for the other portion of his greatest hits.
And instead,
Drake leads into the sound of what is without a doubt his most polarizing, and in many people, including my own, his worst album, Honestly Nevermind style, and as Drake was already showing that he was going to dive into this sound more, as his Camila Cabello collabs were already leaning
Homie's
this
doubling
way.
down.
All this tells us is that the flop of those songs have not taught Drake one thing, because he is
Not
now only
one
going
thing.
deeper into a musical bag that really nobody wants to hear from him. And especially not in this time where Kendrick has really just made it lame to even listen to Drake. And now I will be fair to Drake.
I was listening to this one YouTuber. She was saying that like everything he's doing is magnifying everything that Kendrick Lamar is saying, like doing songs with Lil Yachty. What Kendrick say? He said, some Lil Yachty. I don't give a f about who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like everything he's doing, especially when Drake said push-ups like some with Kai Cenat, but he was the one that went to Kai Cenat to preview a song. It's like he's doing this to himself and magnifying everything that Kendrick is saying.
Sideways and Healing are way better than any other tracks he has released since the beef, as Gordo's production is actually pretty well executed here, as he clearly understands how to make great dance and house music sonically. But even with this is nowhere near enough to make an anthem that can compete on the charts and carry a Drake record into cultural relevance during this moment in time, and as there is not one but two tracks that showcase this massive issue with Drake, we see that even after all of his
he's not
other
culture,
failures
he's a
recently,
colonizer.
he has still not been able to recognize the reason why his new music is flopping, which seriously has to leave you concerned about the future of Drake's career when it comes to even being a fraction of the commercial force that he once was beyond everything else. As while these tracks are a step up from the incredibly low bar that Drake had set before this does not mean they are even the slightest bit good, because aside from Gordo's solid production, the vocal work from Drake is so generic and complacent that just like on Honestly Nevermind, we hear Drake take one of the most...
What Kendrick say? I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him. No growth in his music, bruh.
Most lively and energetic subcultures...
Still slaps, but, you know, what else do you get out of it?
All of music. And just more...
He's not showing growth in himself.
Its spirit with some of the most lazy and tiring performances you can find.
Like again, this one YouTube, I'm sorry, but this one, the same YouTuber said that like he makes music that like a 20-year-old would make, and dude's almost 40, double the age of a 20-year-old. It still make music like one. Come on, bro, get it through your thick skull.
And this is really where all of his struggles are coming from. I mean, Drake has purposefully switched to a lane right now where he really doesn't even need to care about lyrics. And everything is just about melodies and vibes, and even with them, it just feels like Drake is not even swinging to try and do anything here other than double down on what is defined what most people call the worst album he has ever released. And with Drake's lack of recognition to this problem, from these songs to the ones before them, as every single new track that comes out from Drake just has less of that magic that made Drake records before this, at the very minimum, whether you loved or hated them, viral and infectious moments. Now he just sounds so lazy and tired with everything he is doing, and not in the way he used to before, when it just felt like he played his music purposefully safe just to keep everything in line to gain the most streams by simply being the most palatable artist out there in his lane. But now it sounds like Drake has genuinely lost the remaining strengths he had, as these songs are just so boring and based on the response people are already giving them. While Drake fans are convincing themselves that he is back and that he is on to better things now that he is done beefing with Kendrick. For everyone else, we are watching an artist struggle to find an identity to exist in. He is plummeting beyond just being a lazy, complacent, or even just for his own standards. An artist whose musical quality is no longer on par with the ceilings they once reached. But now most crucially to the Drake brand, he is becoming an artist that is no longer even entertaining in the slightest. And with this factor of entertainment really being the driving denominator of why Drake has still found success for about the past decade of his career, because we all know that through some of the most ridiculous music he has released, while nobody really thinks it's good, it has always been interesting enough that through the crazy music videos, covers, weird hooks, and lyrics, that overall, with just the pure virality and trendiness everything he did was always designed with, no matter what musical gimmick he was implementing, it was always able to be at the center of everything because it played to the factors of what garnered the most streams and engagements in this digital era of music, but he's no longer even doing this as now. Even this part of Drake's skill set feels compromised as it has vanished. And with the quality being so down the drain at this point, and Drake now feeling like this lifeless avatar that is just phoning things in to try to keep up this impression to himself that he is still doing great, which I think he also thinks is tricking the world into thinking that this beef has never hurt him, which everything else from the numbers to just the public opinion clearly disagrees with. All in all, this is just really sad at this point, because we are watching an artist who was once at the center of everything lose the ability to even be the slightest bit memorable, and all of this really makes you put into perspective just how monumental this beef was, because aside from music, Kendrick gave
It's like, when you break up with your girlfriend, instead of your girlfriend breaking up with you, it's like either you didn't plan to break up with her, or you did plan to break up with her, but she broke up with you first. So it hits you harder because it's like, wait, I was supposed to break up with you, and so it's like now you want her back, so that way you can break up with her. But if she breaks up with you, and you don't get that chance, it like that feeling sticks with you rather than with her because you didn't break up with her. If you know, then you know. That's what Drake's feeling right now.
That was great, and Drake and Kendrick's initial back and forth. The ripple effects of this beef have been much more significant than most other feuds in rap have genuinely ended up, because where in 2018, for example, after Drake vs. Pusha T, Drake came back and released one of his most successful albums ever with Scorpion, and went on to drop an array of #1 hits that summer, which definitely limited the impact and damage of what Push did on some level. For Drake now, he no longer has that same touch to just be the hit factory that he was, as his feature stimulus package is gone, and the grip he had on the pulse of what is trending and he should jump on to make massive hits has vanished as well and overall. With us being now at this point, with the Camila Cabello songs and now these two tracks all leading to the fact that at this point in time, the summer is either over for Drake and he will be taking more time off from here, or that he is going to be releasing something like Honestly Nevermind 2 in the coming weeks.
I think he's going to keep releasing.
Either way, with music releases like these.
I mean, dude, still going. You feel me? And I think he's going to keep going because until he accepts what happened and, the scale of what has been said to him, until he gets it through his thick skull and not over his head, but through, it doesn't go in one ear and out the other, but it actually marinates in his mind what has been comprehended to him. He's just going to keep dropping songs like he still feels like, he's that guy and like this never even happened. Trust me, bro, when your girlfriend breaks up with you, you try to act like nothing happened, but it still hits you deep inside when you lay to sleep at night. Or when you just have random thoughts. Or when you just suddenly just feel away during the day. Or at night. That feeling still hits you. No matter how many times you try to say never mind or like, oh, it's nothing to yourself and, just try to press on like nothing even happened. You're only suppressing the fact that it did happen, and it's going to come to a point where you can't even suppress it no more, bro. It's going to burst out. You feel me? You can't keep the beast caged any longer. So, he's going to try and keep putting more bars in that prison cell over the beast, until he can't anymore. And by bars over the prison cell, I mean like dropping more songs. And the beast is like what happened to him and what he should comprehend of what Kendrick Lamar said to him. And I mean intricately. Until then, he's going to keep dropping more songs.
Seen Drake just redefine what it means to be a loser in rap beef, and as he has failed again to shift the tides just one bit in terms of what is hot and what records people are streaming, all of this is only getting more pathetic on his end, and who knows how much lower he will end up sinking at this rate. And now with all that said, let me know, What do you think of these new Drake songs, and do you think that he will ever be able to come back in terms of just being...
I done said it, brother. Archie, guys, so that was how Drake just tried to come back against Kendrick Lamar, man. Hey, like I said, I done said everything throughout the video, you feel me? So, but y'all let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section down below, man. If you made it this far, man, make sure to give me a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. 100. Oh!
Yeah, yeah.